Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Carolina Panthers and going over the 3 secrets to them making the playoffs in the upcoming 2021 season. But before doing that topic, question for those of you viewing, where do you rank Sam Darnold amongst quarterbacks in the league? I don't need you to give me your exact ranking of he's 24th overall or whatever it is. Just give me a range. You think he's bottom 10, bottom 5, you think he's top half of the league, bottom 20, top 20. Just give me a broad range. I don't need the exact ranking. I expect you to give me that. But like I said, let me know what you got and I'll give my answer at the end. But getting straight into it, I made a couple of videos on, 3 secrets of the Chargers making the Super Bowl, 3 secrets of the Titans making the Super Bowl. But Panthers, as much as I like them, I think a Super Bowl is a little bit of a stretch right now and they don't even know what they're getting out of Darnold. But playoffs, that is not out of the stretch. I do think they could be in the hunt and I do think they could push for the playoffs. And I'm going to go over the 3 secrets to how they can do that. Number 1 on the list is the Panthers need to crack top 10 defense in the league. You can make the argument they're right around that realm. They might be through like the 8 through 12 range right now, but they need to be a solidified, well-known top 10 defense that is understood across the league. And in contingency of that, we need to see Brian Burns, probably their best pass rusher. You could argue him. Maybe you want to pick Hassan Reddick, who came in, but I'm going to just say Brian Burns because he's the Carolina Panther of this team. He needs to crack the double digits of sacks. 10 plus sacks is what I need from him. He got 9 last year, and this year's going to have 17 games. And I don't think this is some huge landmark for him to overcome. I think it's a nice stat, and I do think it's very reasonable. And what I mean when I said he's a Panther of this team, I just mean he's more of a veteran to the Panthers technically than Hassan Reddick. I'm going to Brian Burns as the best pass rusher on this team. I think Hassan Reddick's going to help him out, and I do think that's why he could get double-digit sacks, but we need a lot more just from them, too. We need Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns to get that pass rush, help out big man Derek Brown. You got Shaq Thompson. You have Denzel Perryman brought in. You brought in A.J. Boye. Dante Jackson's going to be healthy. Jaycee Horn brought in. Jeremy Chin's on the up and come up. We need this defense to all come together, all feed off of each other to be a top 10 defensive league. I'm not asking them to be the best defensive league. I think in time we could see this team become a top 8, top 5 defense after they maybe add one more or just get more reps, get more experience. A lot of this team is really young. Brian Burns is only on year 3. Hassan Reddick is going to be his first year with the Panthers. You have Jeremy Chin. He's going to be super young still. Jaycee Horn's just a rookie. Dante Jackson's pretty young. There's very few amount of veterans for the most part amongst this defense. I mean, some are veterans, that's for sure. I'm not trying to say there's 0, but I'm just saying you're relying a lot of it on some young talent. I definitely think it's not this huge, impossible route for them to be top 10. They are one of the better defenses on paper, that's for sure. We just need to see it come into fruition. I think that's very realistic for a top 10 defense to push for the playoffs, but it's not just going to be that. There's another side of the football, and that leads me to secret number 2. Sam Darnold needs to play like a top 20 quarterback. Not top 5, not top 10. He just needs to play good enough to where his team could say, all right, this is our guy for the future. We can rely on him, and maybe next year he'll be top 15. He just needs to show he's not this bottom 5 quarterback that QBs or that people think. You just don't want to associate your quarterback with Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Cam Newton. You don't want him to be around that realm of comparisons. You want him to take that next level where he's not tier 1 Mahomes, Rodgers, Watson, Russell Wilson, but if he could get in that Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, that range where he's just, not this huge high ceiling guy that's going to throw 500 yards a game or just carry your team. But if you could just get to the status of a Kirk Cousins like a Jimmy G, that guys aren't gunslingers, but they're consistent, they're productive, they're efficient, they are doing the job. If you give them the right roster, they can win football games. That's what the Panthers need, a top 20 quarterback that can just be above average. He doesn't have to carry the team. He doesn't got to be the best player on the team. He just can't be dragging the team down. He's just got to be the guy that could float him across. And I think in time we could see him break the realm of top 15, top 13, top 12 QBs in time. But that's going to be a time thing. It's going to take some time of growth, some chemistry, some experience. Right now, I know he has a lot of reps in the NFL, but he doesn't have a lot of reps with some weapons. Now he's got a better O-line. He's got a better backfield, better weapons as far as receivers go, better defense to rely on, better coach. Sam Darnold's got the upgrade, and it's not some huge hill for him to climb the top 20. It won't be easy, given his status of being like top or bottom 5 right now. A lot of people do associate him with Tua, with Drew Lock, with Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, with Cam Newton. He is in that realm of comparisons today, and that's not good. We need to get him out of there. Number 3, it's kind of another part 1 in contingency of like the Brian Burns, like the top 10 defense. Just this one's small. No injuries. We can't see Christian McCaffrey get banged up. This is basically based around him This is the whole reason I said injuries, because you can't lose your best player on the team, a guy that's one of the best players in the league. They can't afford to lose him. A couple other players as well, like Dante Jackson, were banged up. I feel like Robbie Anderson or DJ Moore, they're never like out, but there's always some questionable thing where they're fighting something. We need a consistent, healthy team, and that's just part one of the third secret. Part two of the third secret is they're going to need a lot of rookies to step up, specifically Jaycee Horn, Terrace Marshall Jr., Brady Christensen. Those are guys the Panthers are going to be banking on in their rookie year to make an impact. Jaycee Horn was the first cornerback taken in the draft over Surtain, over Caleb Farley. He was the number one guy taken in the draft as far as cornerbacks go, and he needs to live up to that hype. Does he need to win Defensive Player of the Year necessarily? No. But does he need to pan out and not be a bust? Yes, they do need him to step up. Help out Dante Jackson. Help out AJ Boya. Help out Jeremy Chin. I think he can do it. I don't expect him to come in and be, Jalen Ramsey's rookie year, but I do expect him to be a guy that this team could count on. Terrace Marshall Jr., he needs to be the replacement for Curtis Samuel. He needs to show he was a steal of the draft in the third round. He's a big dude, 6'4", 6'3", I believe. He's got some hands from LSU. I think he was an underrated pick that a lot of people aren't looking at. I'm a big fan of him helping out Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Ian Thompson, Dan Arnold. I like that receiving room to give Sam Darnold a lot of options, a lot of weapons, a lot of safety blankets. Chuba Hubbard, that's another one. He needs to really help out this team. Christian McCaffrey goes down, just help him with the load management. Not that Christian McCaffrey needs to take games off, but he does get banged up, as we've seen last year. Just take the pressure off him is what I mean from time to time, from drive to drive to play. That's another rookie. And, of course, Brady Christensen. Don't expect him to be Trent Williams or David Bakhtiari his first year, but if he could just develop into a starting tackle or starting guard maybe for a rookie year, just help Sam Darnold get some protection. Of course, Sam Darnold's going to get hit here and there. He's going to get sacks. This isn't the greatest O-line by any means, but it is pretty decent. I like it with Taylor Moton and possibly Brady Christensen developing in time to be a pretty good tackle duo, but as of right now, it has its weak spots, that's for sure. But overall, it is an upgrade compared to the Jets. Christian McCaffrey, he's a huge upgrade from Sam Darnold having Frank Gore, Adam Gase to Matt Rule. Matt Rule, there's some question marks around him, but if he's good enough to keep his job, he's already better than Adam Gase, that's for sure. Receiving weapons, like I said, no disrespect to Brashad Perriman, Jamison Crowder, but I think Sam Darnold likes familiar Robbie Anderson more. He likes up-and-coming DJ Moore more. He likes underrated Terrace Marshall Jr. more. He likes just throwing the ball to Christian McCaffrey more. Everything's an upgrade for Sam Darnold. Everything's an upgrade around this team. Top 10 defense is very possible. That's the first secret. In contingency to Brian Burns or someone getting double-digit sacks. They need that in their pass rush. Secret number 2, Sam Darnold being the top 20 quarterback in the league with his new weapons, with his new offense, with his new coaching staff. And secret number 3, part 1, being healthy. Part 2, rookie stepping up and living up to the hype. You guys tell me, do you agree or disagree with my secrets? Right now, today, referring back to the question for the video, where do I rank Sam Darnold? Personally, I do probably have him as a bottom 10 quarterback, unfortunately, but I do think that will change. I just think what I've been given, what everyone's been given, he unfortunately is a top 10 QB. If you ask where I think he would end up by the end of this season with the Panthers, my answer would be much more positive. I do believe in him, and I do think him and the Panthers will have a great relationship and be a team that's together for a long time. But today, if he was just going to a blank team that didn't have these weapons and didn't have this great system like the Panthers, I still would say he's unfortunately bottom 10. But I can't say many guys in the bottom 10 have the upside of changing that. I just don't see Daniel Jones going from bottom 10 to top 20 or top 15 like I think Sam Darnold has the potential to. So he is one of the rare few that I do think has a much higher ceiling than the other guys he's with in the bottom 10. Jared Goff, Tua, as much as those guys win, I do think there's a ceiling to him. Sam Darnold, I feel like we haven't seen him reach his ceiling yet, so I got some more positive thoughts about him. You guys tell me, though, do you agree or disagree with my secrets and my answer about Sam Darnold? Thank you for watching, guys. I truly, truly appreciate it. I know I say it every single video, but it does actually mean a lot. As always, and of course, 2-minute warning.